welcome to class. this this morning or lately, I've been kind of probably like so many millions of other people in the country right now, um, very aware of politics, and so we've just had our election not too long ago, and we're in this weird. I don't want to say, well, it is weird. This year it's weird. Transition period. Um, and so I can't it's on my mind. So the topic today and lately has been sort of kick-started by what's been happening in the world and in the news. um, Today our topic is equanimity. And lately I've been reflecting on where we're at with the presidency in the US, and how, and even, Obama's memoir is coming out, and they reflected on, or he reflected on, how his presidency led to or paved the way to Trump's presidency. Like if it were not for Obama's presidency, we would not have Trump. And similarly, it appears, that Trump's presidency paved the way for Biden's presidency. And if it were not for Trump, maybe we would not have Biden right now. And when we think about the characteristics of these different men, and how they impact us, and how our thoughts and emotions and everything that we're going through impacts them, and how they came to take the lead position here in America. And um, and then I think about Biden himself and his life. I watched the was watching CNN last night, and they're doing a little piece on Biden. And one part that they talked about was the death of his son recently, in was it 2015, Bill Biden, and how his son, as he was dying, made him promise that he would be fine. And that was his biggest concern. His son's biggest concern was his father, and how his death would impact him, and that he might walk away from his work. And that was a very ever-present possibility. And his son, as he was dying, made him promise that he would be fine. And meaning to not stop, to 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 keep doing his work. And similarly, in the tragedy that Joe Biden has experienced in his life, with the tragic death of his wife and daughter, with his sons in the hospital, and being sworn into the Senate all at that same time, um, the amount of pain uh, that he has been able to endure and still move forward and do his work really is a marvelous example or illustration of equanimity. And this practice is one of the four infinite thoughts as described in the Yoga Sutra. And I put a little clip on there attached to the video here. Um, it's that, along with the other four infinite thoughts, is what really are these are the keys to peace of mind and not being disturbed, and really experiencing true joy, being able to ride the waves of pleasure and pain. So, being able to, it doesn't mean being detached from life. It means being able to really experience and be present with the waves of pleasure that come, and not grasping to it, but being able to fully experience it in in the moment and let it go when it's time to let it go. And similarly, with waves of pain that come, being able to be aware of that and being present with it, and still knowing that, or also being present and aware of a broader sense of life, of the greatness of life, all the joys and the pain, and being part of the waves, but also knowing that we are also the stillness beneath those waves. And it is in that broad sense of awareness and in stillness is where the true joy and the deep joy resides. And so being able to accept what comes and goes, and witnessing in others, those things that, taking delight and joy in the virtue of others, and also um, not being disturbed by non-virtue when we see, hatred or anger or people acting and reacting out of anger and fear, and um, not letting that disturb our own sense of peace, because we know that there is the, everything passes. So, oh gosh, I hope I'm still connected because I got a weird message here. So give me one moment. I'm going to just step up and check the video to see if it's still playing on my computer. Okay, looks like we're still going, so I'm going to act as if you are still there and keep on rolling. So as we we're going to, reflect on that in our practice today. And even, in our yoga practice, similarly, um, we go with the flow, not being so connected to the outcome of how things are in our practice, or, really being present with the process. And, if our bodies, because of our age or injury or just, you know, the physical state of our bodies right now, what we do have and don't have the capacity to do with a particular pose, like being all good with that and being present and connected, and really being aware of the broader sense of presence here and joy in our practice. So let's come to our seats. Let's find a comfortable seat and connect with, I really feel a sense of presence here. Being aware of anything that comes to our consciousness, the different sounds that we may become aware of, different things that may draw our attention, just as if we had a flashlight and we were shining that flashlight across things that come in and out of our awareness. And recognizing waves of awareness, the waves of emotions, and thoughts that come and go, and the natural course of that. Just as an observer and not holding on strongly to every thought or feeling that comes, but also not pushing it away and being with it for its natural course. Noticing how it feels in the body as we do carry emotions in the body, being aware of the felt sense there, in the chest, or the throat, or the belly. Witnessing light, sound, touch, sensation near and far. And connecting with, or bringing awareness to, the stillness that is deep within. As everything moves and comes and goes around it, really still being aware of the stillness. And bringing awareness to the breath as it enters and leaves the body. Where you notice it most prominently. With its own natural rhythm.